The first time Eden and I kissed was in the car wash. It was the best and most cliched thing we ever did. Eden was riding shotgun, and as the conveyor belt pulled us toward the brushes and bubbles, I noticed her window was cracked open. So I reached across to close it, and she leaned in to kiss me. It was my first kiss. She tasted like strawberries and chocolate and joy. I leaned into her, and she pulled back slightly, her eyes sparkling. I've wanted to do that for a while. You okay? I licked my lips. So much better than okay. I brushed her hair out of her face, and we melted together. For those few moments, it was only the two of us, the sweet scent of the cherry soap and the bubbles popping against the windshield. The outside world ceased to exist. Everything was perfect. Now, if I close my eyes, I smell only smoke and ash. It clings to me, even though it's been a week since the school burned. We all wanted to see it. What was left of Pierce High School? The blackened skeleton of a once proud building. By the time I showed up the morning after, dozens of students were crowded around the building. It was supposed to be the last day before spring break, but instead all our classes were canceled. The fire had been extinguished, and there was more of the building left than I thought there would be. But the air felt heavy with loss. It was hard to breathe, as if phantom smoke were wrapping itself around my lungs. I claw at my chest. It still feels impossible to breathe. In a town named Fenix, someone should rise from the ashes. Rise and get the hell out of this place. But Eden won't. Reverend DeVries stands at the front of the church next to her coffin and tells us about the night the school burned and Eden died. She's the reason we're all here on a random Thursday. His sonorous voice guides Eden's family, her classmates, her teachers through their grief. We do not know why Eden was inside the school that night, and we may never know. What happened was a tragic accident. Lightning struck the building and ignited the flammable materials in one of the chemistry labs. Reverend DeVries looks toward the first pew, where Eden's mother sits, dressed in all black. It makes the silvery strands in her auburn hair more stark, and her skin sallow. She doesn't cry. I wonder if she's cried at all. Her latest boyfriend, Arthur, I think, has wrapped a big muscular arm around her shoulders. He looks stoic. I have it from the highest civil authority that the safety systems worked properly, Reverend DeVries continues. No one is at fault for this tragedy. He glances in the direction of Mrs. Lewis Walker, who sits in the row directly behind Eden's family, not because she was important to Eden, but because she is important to Fenix. She's the CEO of Lewis Industries, the largest employer in the town who, to the shock and approval of many, has come to pay her respects to a girl she likely never knew. I heard it in the muttering around me. Her presence exemplifies Lewis Industries' unique standing in Fenix. Her daughter Oakley sits next to her, her arms wrapped around her middle. Mrs. Lewis Walker holds Oakley's wrist in a vice-like grip.